Hubies. How do you do? How don't you don't? Welcome to another episode of RiHuBe, the Ridiculous Human Beings podcast, man. I feel like I gotta say that. I haven't said that in a while. And I'm me, your host, Rude. I'm definitely not you. That's my credentials, because anybody can have a podcast. And I'm a big part of anybody. Well, let's get into it like we like to do, of course. First up, we got Highland High. Now, today we're going to look at a TikTok video. Looks like he's trying to be funny. So, yeah, whatever that means to you. So this guy's, a poet, a motivational speaker, a social media personality, and also comedian, apparently. And also an activist. So that's a lot of things. Not to say people can't be all those things, but that is a lot of things. All right. So let's see what we got here. Let's crank it up. Get right to it.
To the TikTok Tabernacle. Welcome to the TikTok Tabernacle, where our melanin deficient brothers and sisters stand in the need of prayer. Forgive them.
Terrible.
For they know not what they do. Welcome to the
all right, finish with that. Okay, that was a lot for nothing. And that is what TikTok videos are. Just a little bit of too much of every fucking thing. Because what he had there was, I guess when the Democrats had the kente cloth around their neck in, trying to have people understand that they are sympathetic to a cultural cause there, but all that did was have you looking crazy out here. That's it. That's all it did. Because nobody asked for that. Nobody needed that. We fully understand that this is America and that the politicians in America don't wear kente cloth around their neck. Okay, we fully understand that. So for you to go ahead and do that, or what was the point and what was the purpose? You understand what I'm saying? It's not like from now on politicians are going to be wearing kente cloths around the neck. Like it was a one-day thing and it did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Those people took that kente home and put it in their garbage. But then you got Highland there. Just in my opinion, just opening his mouth way too wide. I'm not saying that there's a law against it. I'm just saying not my style, for sure. Okay, and any grown man should probably show a little bit of reserve, especially in the public. Just opening your mouth that wide. I just feel like that's just unbecoming, of the type of man I would like to be, and I would like to see in others. Not that my opinion even matters, but this is my podcast. Also doing, once again, the most tired pastor comedy, or whatever, the religious comedy, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what the name of it is. And just know, I would like to speak to someone who found that particularly entertaining. Because to me that wasn't even funny. I could get how people can relate and why people care about that, because it's 2020 and I'm recording audio and video and I'll be posting it to the World Wide Web, where somehow everyone can connect to it from their individual locations and see it around the world. Yet we still have religion. Not knocking it. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do with your life and your time, for sure. Whatever you want to do with your life and your time. But I just played that video off a man-made device, a cellular phone, and we still have religion. So he did that, you know, and I could only imagine him making that video and then looking back at the video and like, yep, this is the one. You know, yes, proud of it. And I got nothing to say to that, really, outside of that. But whatever. That was what that was. And I think he had a graduation gown on. G check me on that, because he would, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's what the pastors wear. I guess it's the same. See, it looks like the same thing. Okay, so you have a gown on, a gown. I'm just keep saying that word, gown. All right, gown. Whatever. All right, we got Ben. I mean, that was Highland High. That was Highland High for sure. We're done with that, and we got Ben Backwards coming up next. Now, this video from Ben now is a thing. This is like he on his LL Cool J Smooth. Don't call it a comeback. You know what I'm saying? He's coming out in the video podcast. You're gonna be able to see this. He's looking like the Scruff God. And I'm gonna have some words on that later on in the podcast, okay, about the scruff. But he's looking like the Scruff God while he's talking. Okay, and me, I'm not a heavy judge of a man's appearance. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, if I had to ask, I would just ask that you keep it in a passable space if you're going to be moving around with me. Now, do whatever you want to do with yourself and with your body, whatever. But if you're looking like you're just doing whatever the hell you want, it's a good chance you just won't be moving around with me. Not that you need to, you know, but it won't be happening. So, guy's doing a lot. You're gonna see it. We're gonna crank it up right now, and you could judge it for yourself. I don't know what he's talking about. Undoubtedly, it's gonna be some sort of business venture, but we're gonna find out right now.
What up, world? It's your man, Ben Bakayoko, man. And it's been so long, but guess what, guys? I'm out here again with some hope, some encouragement, and some motivation, guys. Looking so geeked up and excited today, man. And something just touched me today, and I figured, man, I might as well bless some people today. It's been so long since I've done a live video. Like, I've been so focused on the business, so focused on growing personally. And today, God touched me. It was just like, yo, just give something back to the people today.
Sound a little bit.
So here's what inspired that.
A little rapey,
today, I just stumbled across a video from a conference that I went to last year. It was called the Verified Conference. E.T. held it in Philadelphia.
Of course, his homeboy.
And man, where I am today and where I was last year, totally different, guys.
What does that mean?
So what happened at that Verified Conference? E.T. said one thing that changed my life. He was just like, yo, identify what your gift is and make sure that gift makes room for you. All right. So he said, what is your gift? And let that thing make room for you. Right. So why is that statement so important?
Please tell me.
Last year, I was in a place where I didn't know what my gift is. And because I didn't know what my gift was, I didn't know my value. Right.
Oh, okay.
So because I didn't know what my value was, because of that, I was always chasing money, guys, right? I was always chasing money, going from one opportunity to the next, trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents, right? That's what people call it, right?
Chasing
and therefore,
money?
man, I was suffering. Like, my relationship with my wife, suffering. My relationship with my mom, suffering. My relationship with myself, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, suffering. Like, all I'm doing is working.
Is that
all
right?
I'm doing, no sleep. And I'm going nowhere fast. Like, I'm working so hard, but I'm not seeing any results, man. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me what was wrong. Like, I'm listening to motivational videos. I'm reading books. I'm going to conferences. But
those things right there. That's everything wrong right there.
Nothing was changing is because I wasn't being true to who I was. I didn't know how I was special or why I was special.
I've been telling you that for like 9 months.
Right? I didn't know what my gift was. I was always trying to imitate other people. But now, like, I'm fully confident in who I am and what I bring to the table.
Are you?
And it's completely transformed my life. And here's how it transformed my life.
Please tell us.
Me and my wife, different level. Me and my kids, different level. My mom and I, like, we literally...
None of those said anything.
I remember it being hard for me to say I love my mom.
By the way,
I remember ignoring my mom. I remember my mom feeling like I didn't care for her. And
sound
now
like
it's
a bad
like,
person, Ben. You a
it's
bad
totally
person?
different. I remember feeling broke. I remember feeling like I wouldn't make enough money to take care of my kids, or get that financial independence and freedom. Now I got my own business and I'm coaching people one-on-one. And why is all of this happening, man? Because I know what my gift is. I know what I bring to the table.
I don't know.
And for me personally, what my gift is
I do something similar for myself.
I care about people.
I just know what my job is.
It's easy for me to put myself in somebody else's shoes,
then feel their pain,
hear their suffering, have a deep desire to help. Like, that's me all the way. So before that, I didn't know that. I thought there was something wrong with me. Like, why am I always feeling sorry for other people? Why am I always listening to other people?
Because you're a sap.
I have trouble saying no to people. I have trouble saying no to people because I love people dearly and I always want to help people.
That might be your problem
so
there
now,
too.
What I've done is, because I recognize that gift, I'm using that gift to make room for me. So
Sounds
the same
like
skills
curse,
that I didn't know how to use before are the same skills that I'm using now to actually help transform people's lives. So now I'm a coach. Now, some people, that may not be your gift. You're probably not the person that's always bending backwards to help somebody. It's not gonna be everybody. Right? You're probably not that person. You're probably somebody else that's, you're really driven and you're ambitious. Like, you got a whole lot of business ideas, right?
Business
you
ideas.
have no problem saying no to people. You have no problem going out for goals and just crushing it. Like, you're really a driven person, but not everybody is like that.
Okay.
Then you got some other people like, this wasn't
people
me.
Are different.
I tried to be this type of person.
This is one sentence.
You're probably
worth
the type
of stuff
of person that
in 20 sentences.
You love people. Like, you love interacting and engaging with people. You're naturally excited. People naturally gravitate to you. Like, you're naturally an inspiring person, so everybody wants to be around you. Like, you're one of those natural born leaders.
That was the word
so
that
it's just
he
like
used.
you have that gift, and then some other people like, you're naturally introverted, right?
Learn other.
You probably don't like spending time with people. You probably may not trust people like that, but you're really good with systems. You're really good analyzing things. You're really good just studying
there are
on your own
different
and doing
people
things
on
and
the
contributing in your
planet.
own unique way. Like, every individual has their own gift, and once you identify what that gift is, you can use that gift to help yourself and those that you care about in an authentic manner, where you don't feel like you're being a fraud, or you don't feel like you're being fake, or
has
you don't
repeated
feel
himself
to be something that you're not
for
man.
almost
like, you're
5
just happy
minutes now.
being you. So guys, I just wanted to hop on here and just be like, what a wonderful year it's been for me, man. And I'm praying and I'm hoping that the same thing happens for you guys this year. So look, man, I'm so excited. I'm geeked up and I'm pumped up. And one of the things that I actually want to do for you guys, because I've benefited so much over this past year from coaching, like, I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to my calendar in the comment section, and free 30-minute consultation, guys. So it's just like, just schedule an appointment with me, and we could talk about whatever. If it's a relationship you're struggling with, I got you, right? If it's your business idea you're struggling with, I got you.
Business idea, that's twice in one video.
Your gifts is
your dinner sounds
whatever
like
it is
about
that
to
you may be dealing with, and you just can't seem to figure out how to get to that next step. You feel like you're doing a lot, but you're not really progressing. Schedule an appointment.
Looking
with me
weird on the video too. Looking
thank you so
in
much
the distance.
for tuning in, man. I'm
doing things with his eyes.
I'm excited, man. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks so much for tuning in again. Peace.
Okay, that sounded like a crisis. All right, and you know what that means. We're gonna follow that on RiHuBe as closely as we can. Okay, because we just follow the train here at RiHuBe, because we're in the zoo. We don't need a train. All right, we just run behind a train. Okay, follow the track, because we know that at some point that train's gonna crash, and we just want to be there to see the lights when it does. So shout out to Ben. He thinks that he has had an identity related revelation, but it looks like the same old bullshit to me. Maybe the only improvement that he's made thus far is that he sounds like he's trying to focus his efforts on himself instead of something that someone else built. But I've been telling him about himself on this podcast for a while now. He just don't goddamn listen. Okay? And that's just what it's going to be forever. And if you think, and I know him, so if you think that I'm going to call him up and say anything to him, you're sadly mistaken. I'm going to let this man live his life, okay? If you want anything from me, listen to the podcast. If not, we watching from the stands, baby. Make it happen. You know, that was great. And by great, I mean not that great. All right, that was Bend Backwards, ladies and gents. And just find comfort in knowing that exists in the world. Okay. Up next, of course, we got Carson and the Anomaly podcast with Cancel Carson. Okay, so once again, I always got to explain the Cancel Carson rules because of the ear bleed warning, man. The stuff that they be saying and the way they be saying it, like it is the opposite of this podcast, I think. And when I say the ear bleed warning, that's the heads up. That's all I can give you as my listeners to help you understand that it's about to get wicked. All right, so we just kind of turn the podcast on, and I usually just slap it into the midpoint of the podcast. I don't know what's there, not that I need to, and we just listen to them for as long as we can. All right, this is Fear Factor we play on this podcast. So Cancel Carson. This episode is called Generational Curses. So you can already understand that it's just going to be nonsense. Okay? Because there's no such thing as that. And since curses are involved, it's a good chance that they say spiritually on this episode 2 times more than they usually do. Let's listen. Press the wrong button.
You're not going to have times of doubt, right? Like, that's just natural.
Right.
But you try to fight through that. But I tell them to this day, and I tell my brother and his girlfriend this too. Like, I love
telling everybody
y'all.
everything.
I love y'all, and I want you to stay together for the sake of Lyric, right? Or I want you to stay together, right, mom and dad. But understand, you owe me nothing.
Right.
None of y'all owe me nothing.
That's right.
Mom and dad,
we don't care what you want.
Your son are grown
as fuck.
We're grown. We're almost 30. We're there.
Right.
We're there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're 30
Let's
years
see if we
old
get one
plus.
spiritually
And so it's like,
or spiritual or whatever.
Don't stay in a situation for the sake of kids. I know
in the whole time we listen to this.
Stay. You have one life to live. If you are unhappy or you feel like you're being mistreated, fight for it. Do what you need to do.
Right.
Pray about it. Go on retreat. Sit down together.
So
do what
far,
you need to do. Like, whatever.
Just strung together
something don't
a
give,
bunch of cliches.
and you feel like you need to get up and walk out the door, feel free to be my guest. Do what's best for you. You're still young. You're still vibrant.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
Shit, even
Same
if you're damn 60, 70
Even
years
if you're
old.
right, you still
All right.
young and vibrant.
All right.
As old as you
Calm down.
feel. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with, like I said, my brother and Lauren. They might get into it and it's like, I don't know if I can do it. Okay, if not, that's fine.
Right.
Running it up on the family.
You owe me nothing.
Absolutely.
You owe me nothing at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're still going to be, and
Yeah, I know
and
what you're saying.
obviously
You repeated
my
it.
It's always going to be family, right? But I tell her, like, you're going to be family regardless.
We've only been listening to this for a few seconds, probably not even a minute, and
we are connected forever. Like,
I just feel like this has been going on forever,
and you will always be. Like, you are one of my best friends. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not.
Right.
And so it's like little things like that. People, and obviously they both, like I said, they have their ups and
just
downs.
the whole,
they're good, they're bad.
the vocal setup is just draining.
But my whole purpose is don't allow generational curses or cycles to control what you have now.
Correct.
It's very easy to walk away when all you've ever seen is divorce.
Yeah.
It's
Show
very
you the
easy
background.
to stay when all you've ever seen is somebody stay through the beatings and the cheating and it's very easy to do those things. Where it takes true courage is saying, I'm going to change. I'm either going to leave because my mama didn't,
so this is
or I'm going to
sermon.
stay because my mama didn't, right? Like, and I'm going to fight through it. So I think with everything, because there's so many
all
things
of this
that can be
to say, do a different
cycles,
thing,
right? There's so many things, but with it all, it takes the courage to stand up and say, I'm going to do this differently.
Absolutely. And then also just to stem off of, like you said, we're grown now.
To stem off of, that's another one.
How I was raised
Stem
was
off
some bullshit.
of.
Or yes, my traumas are some bullshit. But at this point, I'm grown. And it is now my responsibility.
Granted, this is
not
advice
my
that
fault,
somebody
to
needs
heal
or somebody
and to break this
can
curse and
take.
to break this cycle.
I get it.
Listen, I told somebody that I was in a relationship with, I said,
somebody.
I was always accused of cheating. Always.
Because you was a cheater.
It's
written on you.
And I'll say it now. You know what I'm saying? I nor will I ever be responsible for your emotional healing.
Absolutely.
Whether it be yours, your mama's, your daddy's, my cousin,
then
my
what are you
I am responsible
here
for I am responsible for. I am not, nor will I ever be responsible for anyone's emotional healing except for Carson Charisma's.
Absolutely.
And that's just that simple. I can try to help you through it. I can stand by you while you fight. But at the end of the day, you have to want to be better.
Right.
And so, baby boy, you're not finna project this on baby boy. You're not finna project this onto me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not.
All right, I feel like this.
I understand whatever you went through was traumatic.
This is gonna stop
cheated,
soon.
She did this. She sucked off your best friend. I get it. It
Whatever.
sucks.
Okay.
Whatever it may be, it sucks.
Yeah.
But do not bring that into this relationship.
Right.
I'm willing to deal with certain baggage because we can. I'll help you.
Don't
carry
bring
it.
she
Shit,
sucked off your best
Leave that
friend
shit
into this relationship.
If you can't, then we can't be together.
Right.
It's that simple because I'm not in charge of that for you. And honestly, Rach, I think there's some people
She
who just
sucked
don't
off
want
your
to
best
heal.
friend.
Yeah,
all right, that's it. That's enough of that. We didn't get no spiritual. We got some damn healing in there. Because that's what it is. That's what you do. You just slap all of the words together. Just the key words. You know, spiritual, mental, healing. You know, emotional, whatever. You just slap all the words together and then people just kind of do what Shorty was doing in the background. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And you just say the key words and they just kind of nod along with you. You're just going to be right when you string those words together. Okay, because this is just what people want. Not that they're making a conscious effort to understand what it is they want, but it's just things that they've been getting, and they just kind of latch on to it. And when they do that, it's a surface level stimulus. It just needs to hit the marks. You know, it doesn't need a real measure of depth or application. It just needs to hit the marks so that they can feel like they're a part of whatever the hell it is. On the same note is how I see a lot of people getting into what is described as witchcraft. You know, and that's not to say that in a negative or derogatory sense. It just is what it is. You know, people will call it by different names for sure, but a very common element about it is that is associated with witchcraft. And this is like people having plants and burning sage and, you know, things of that nature. I even seen some guys that I know getting into that, because a lot of times it's ladies, you know, because we understand a witch to be a lady. And ladies have really taken to this understanding of life where that's how they govern their spirituality. Governing spirituality through natural elements, I guess, is the premise. You know, plants and herbs, you know, and things of that nature. And I seen some guys kind of trying to get into it. And make no mistake, these guys are not into it. I don't think so. Because if you live that life, you live that life, you know, especially as a guy. And you would have had some depth to it, you know, in your lifestyle, you know, not just speaking on one element, you know, or just purchasing some sage to burn. You know, you would have really had some depth to it and a correlation to the understanding of how you live your life. I haven't seen that, but I seen some dudes talking about, you know, or taking picture of on social media some sage they bought and stuff, or sage they burned, or even little plant arrangements that they're putting in their house. And shout to them, you know, for getting involved in something, I guess. But make no mistake that this is just an appeal to those women who enter the witchcraft. That's it. That's the fuck it. Like, I'm not the most mainstream dude. You understand me? And for that reason, I got some eccentricities about me, and we know that. If you've been watching and listening to this podcast, you goddamn know that. Okay? But if a shorty pull up on me and she's fully witch, you know what I'm saying? Fully with the witchery, I'm not going to turn her away. you know, I'm not going to turn her away because I can really get down with the understanding of her and those cultural and spiritual elements, because they do a lot to promote the nature of oneself, okay, or existing as the natural self, and I'm fine with that. But when you fully pull up with your witchery and you sitting you know, in a fucking a plant sanctuary, and you like tapping rocks with a stick and burning stuff and waving smoke, don't invite me to join you. Meditating, you know, whatever it is you doing, when you doing all of the witchcraft, don't invite me to join you. I'm not doing it. All right? I'm not doing it. Because the shit looks silly to me. You feel me? You're arranging your rocks, all right, tapping them with a stick, and you just got your legs crossed, even though you're probably wildly uncomfortable. You just got your legs crossed, and you do your things with your fingers, and you just sit there. All right, you gonna do that? Go to sleep then. Just go to sleep. You want to meditate? Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Don't hum, just snore. Go to sleep. Okay, go to sleep in your plant box. All right, because you're going fully weirdo, and that's fine. Be a weirdo. Be weirdo. Be weirdo. Just don't think that I need to join you. Okay, I'll watch maybe sometimes. You know, watch you do your thing. Watch the ritual. Drink a little water, but that's really only because I need to know how to counteract. You know, the spell action. If you put the witchery on me, you better believe I'm gonna have me a couple plants and some rocks in the closet for your ass. You feel me? And I'm gonna pull up in the closet, close the door, and I'm gonna witchcraft the shit out of your ass. Back. You feel me? I'm human like you human. There's no way that your witch god's not gonna serve me. Fuck out of here. Fuck you think this is? You ain't the only one. Anybody can learn anything, you know? And if I watch you doing your witchcraft and I learn that shit, don't be surprised if I hit you with the shits. I'll hit you with the fireball. Whatever it is y'all be doing. You know what I'm saying? Hair doll. Whatever it is. I'll hit you with that shit. But I ain't fucking around with it. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm just not prone to ritualistic behavior. I'm just not. Okay? I understand the universe to be chaotic. You just walk out into it and you just try to put as many things in order as you can. You exert force on them, you know, or just be persuasive in some ways, just to have those elements go the way you want them to. But it's just chaos. It's just chaos. You know, and I'm just really thinking about it right now. If I'm really putting up with the witchery from a shorty, she's a hot wing. She's a hot wing. You know what I'm saying? She gotta be some meat. If I'm just letting her witch up my living space, that's first and foremost. Two, gotta be cool. You can't be acting up on me. And also doing the witchery, because that's how I know I'm gonna get witched for sure. You know, if you down all the way down with the witchery and you irritable, or you be spazzing, or you just generally ill-mannered or short-tempered, I'm not fucking around with you. Okay, because I know you're gonna be trying to witch me up. You know, not that I think the witchery could see me. All right, because I'm batting all that back for sure. It don't matter. I'm out here. I'm in the universe and part of the universe. You get that right off of me. You feel me? But I would prefer not to fight that fight if I don't have to. That's it. With whatever the powers that be are. I'm not gonna say that they don't exist. You know, because like then what does? You feel me? The only way you really find out is if you get hit with the shits, and it works. You know what I'm saying? It's like heaven and hell. What do you really know? You don't really know anything. Like nobody ever returns with the news. Really, you know what I'm saying? Nobody comes back with a souvenir. So what are you really going to say? Don't know. Can't tell. The only way to find out is to get hit with the shits. And that's what it's going to be. You feel me? If there's really a heaven and you really go to the pearly gates, you're just going to have to pull up. And you're just going to, whoever's talking at the time, you're just going to have to quiet them down. Say, bring it down. You know, which one was right? You know? And then they tell you that everything you've been doing is all wrong. And you just say, well, do what it is you feel like you need to do then. You know what I'm saying? Going to hell then. All right, fine. Which is a fully unfair game because we just don't know which one is right. You know, man has infiltrated every area, you know, of existence, including religion. And why should I be at fault for the guys who tainted the path 2,000 years ago? And that's why if your God does exist, they are cruel and cynical because they're just laughing at us. Have to be. They gave the blueprints to one guy, you know? Just spun around and pointed to him. That guy. And if there's more than one God, the other God saying, that guy? It's like, that guy. And he goddamn gave it to him. Gave him the roadmap. And just watched everybody just fuck him over. And they laughed so hard. And they just watched us destroy everything and each other. Just for hours and hours on end. And they laughed so hard. Super. You know, and it's super funny to them because we program each other too. You take the microchip, you know, get caught up in the simulation. You take the microchip, they run the program, you know, and we all just caught up in it. And at this point, it's just got to be hilarious every day. Every time we invent something, you know, they probably got to be like, holy shit, they did it. Super funny. Or will be even funnier if there's nobody watching. Motherfucker just put a brick on the gas pedal and just let the bitch go. And we're just crashing into everything. But again, won't know until it's too goddamn late. You know, it doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. Nothing ever makes sense. All right. So what I want to do for you right now, Hubies, is help you understand that we may have a new segment on the way. All right. And this segment is called Night Night. All right. In this segment, you're going to meet the Knights, the Knight family. All right. And this is a little bit serious. They just had a baby boy and he was diagnosed with something called Grin 1. Grin 1. And I had never heard of it, you know, and I do know the Knights personally. And they decided to document their time with their son and their understanding of Grin 1 because there have been people who have been diagnosed with this disorder. And they would like to form a community with and around these people and other people, you know, if they care to be a part of it. So we're going to give that a listen. We're going to give the Knights a little bit of our time. And, you know, I would just like to be helpful in that way if I can. And also, Meech, who is the patriarch, you know, of this conjoining, you know, there is a matriarch as well. said that they will be vlogging their lifetime over a long period, or plan to. So I can't roast this, in good conscience, but there will be roastable moments for the HuBe. So I'm excited about that. But without further ado, this is the first segment of Night Night. Give it a listen.
Again, for the most part, outside of speak. Hello, family and friends. My name is Demetrian. I'm from Buffalo, New York.
And I'm Sierra from Charleston, South Carolina.
And we're the Knights. So we met in college. We've been together for 10 years.
We've been married for 4 years. And here's our story. We're excited. When we left the hospital after that first day with his seizures, they just diagnosed him and said he had epilepsy. That's all it was. He got medicine that he took on a daily basis. And we went back to the hospital maybe 2 or 3 weeks after for testing, and Meech and myself decided this is really weird because neither one of us had seizures in our family history, so we wanted to get a genetics test. We got the genetics test done, and weeks went by.
Months
went by.
Because we didn't end up finding out anything until, January?
January 15th, we got the diagnosis. And the nurse diagnosed him with something called GRIN1. When she called, she was super, unresourceful because she didn't know anything about it. It affects his ability to, at this time, it affects his ability to walk and talk. So the average 1-year-old by now probably would have crawled and said mama and dada. Drayson, he can't sit up by himself just yet. He's not rolling like he should. He does have his days where he rolls over, and it's a big shock to us.
And we have him in therapy too as well.
Yeah.
Twice a week, which is a good thing too, because when we first heard of GRIN1, it seemed like a lot of families didn't know about it until their child was up in age, 5, 10, we've even seen 27. So we've caught it early. So we've been having him seen twice a week to get therapy on those things. I think where it got to me the most was just knowing that those certain moments as a father that you look to or that you dream about, that you would be able to have with your son, those experiences of teaching him how to play sports, how to ride a bike, play in the yard, different things like that, to kind of know that those things may not happen. Has been a little tough. We've kind of held the whole thing in for the most part outside of speaking to immediate family since January, and it's July now. But we just wanted to make sure that we learned enough about it, and that we became comfortable enough to speak about it without getting choked up and stuff like that. So, we finally got to the point where we've learned a good bit of information about it. And just come to terms that, it's something that we're going to have to deal with, and that we don't know what the expectations are of it, what can come from it. Just that all we can do as his parents is just love him and just do what we can to work now on hopefully teaching him those things, and maybe he can overcome, the negatives of GRIN.
Support group that we have, and the family and friends that we've told and how they've just embraced it, that makes it easier. That makes the day-to-day living a little more doable, because we know that we have a phenomenal support system who has just kind of been there for the most part since they found out. It hasn't been easy for grandparents. My mom has taken it hard. His mom has taken it hard. Because again, it's just something he didn't expect. But for the most part, we're doing fairly well.
All right, you heard it here first. That was the Knights and their story about their son and GRIN1, which is a neurodevelopmental disorder. Okay, I'm not very familiar with it. You can follow them on YouTube. I believe their page is The Knight Family. And you can learn more about them and about Grin One, and about what they're doing basically to beat the odds. So shout out to them for sure. And you know, not to get the podcast in too much of a somber place, of course. You know, but I've been doing some things to, you know, get my own life in order. And this is what I was alluding to earlier, you know, with Ben and his whole haircut situation, that I'm on the wave right now. All right, I'm on a rampage, and I have nicknamed it Project Super Cute. Okay, because we're just gonna do all we can to get super cute. Now, I'm a guy who just keeps the scruff on me. Not because I particularly want to be that way, but because all of this stuff you have to do for personal grooming is just a lot. Most of the time, the necessity of it just doesn't strike me, you know, as fiercely as it does some other people. But you do got to realize that we do judge each other on our image and our ability to conform to the modern standards of imagery and of presentation of self, you know. So to one degree or another, you got to get on the wave. And I'm thinking to myself that at some point I gotta more or less max out on that understanding. Like, I'm smart enough and I'm capable enough to do that. Like, why not? You're only getting older, you're only wasting time and losing time. Like, why not do it? You know, so I've been on a good exercise regimen, trying to see if I can max out in that area. I've been keeping the hair off the face, shaving it up, touching it up. The toughest part is the hair, because my hair grows a little bit outrageously. It's pretty tame right now. Keeping a line up on there. Might even touch it up after I finish with this video. I got to go out to the world tomorrow. But my hair grows very quickly, man. Even when I'm talking about a lineup, the lineup is gone in 2 or 3 days, really, because the hair's growing back. And it's just a lot. It's going to be a lot for me. And I'm going to try to do the best I can with that. Now, I've started already. And I've gotten some responses already. And I haven't done very much, which helps me understand that it was bad before. You know, and that's okay. That's okay. Not that I didn't know it, but, you know, it's more about who cares. I sure didn't, but I should. You know what I mean? I've gotten into whole borderline arguments with women that I've actually been with, women that I'm actually with, you know, about how much cuter I could possibly fucking be. You know, if I just really press the gas on all of that, which, again, not very appealing to me to do. But I do understand what they're saying and why they're saying it, you know. And in this life, you only get a few chances to switch it up. And why not? Let's do it, because it's definitely quarantine. We like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Everybody's kind of sick of the whole quarantine movement. But during this quarantine, had a lot of time to just really fall into what they call self-care. A little bit cringy using that term, but that is what it is. It's like very directly, states what it is. And it's been working out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, cleaning up my act, so to speak. And got me some vitamins today. I'm going to really try to stay consistent with that. I wasn't consistent with it because I used to buy vitamins and I used to just never be taking them because them joints was horse pills, man. I can't be fucking swallowing that rock, man. Come on, man. That shit, I swallow that shit and then it feel like it's stuck in my throat. Pause. For the whole day. And then it'll go down to my chest. Pause, probably, you know, and I feel like I'm choking on it. Pause the whole day. You know, and then when it gets to the stomach, pause, I just feel like I got sick a little bit. Pause, it's bad. So bad, you know. So what did I do? something that I should have done, something I was smart enough to do and didn't do and should have thought of a long time ago. I just got damn gummies. Got the damn gummies. Should have been done that. Gummies was painless to take. Okay, and I'm almost thinking they'd probably be more effective too, because it's gelatin, it's water soluble, soluble. You know what? Let's look it up. and a bunch of y'all are probably saying, what word are you even talking about? And you don't know because you don't know enough. Soluble. Okay, that means it can dissolve in water. Oh, well, that it can dissolve. But usually you're talking about water when you say it. Especially when you say water soluble. It can dissolve in water. You learned something. All right? Because I'll tell you right now, I know some words. Okay? I know some words. You think I could get in here and talk for an hour to nobody? Because I don't know no words? I know some words. All right? And we just, like I said, we're just going to try to get super cute, man. I've been consistent with the workouts. Damn, steamrolling my legs, with the leg workouts, because I'm real weak on lower body. Not to the point where it looks crazy or anything like that, but I could definitely be doing more on lower body. And we're just really going to do the full body thing and see if we could get in some real shape. Or make a drastic improvement. And we shall see. You shall see. Because I'm going to be on a video podcast. So anytime I change, you'll see it. Don't expect to see it next week or nothing like that. I sure don't. Let's play the long game, baby. I'm okay with that. But there will be change. And we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna move with it. So I did like my guy Act show me some sets on the dips. I'm doing a dip bar, going hard on that. Of course, you gotta get your curls in. Got a light bar and 20-pound weight vest. I do some low intensity cardio. And let me tell you what really does it. Basic stuff. Like I'm just jumping, vertical jump in place, trying to do that 100 times. Beating my legs to death because I should be able to do that, to jump. All right. And that's the level of pitiful that we're at right now. Like, can you jump? You know what I mean? Understand that about yourself and just know where you're at with your physical health. Speaking of, your boy's getting older. For sure. And I know that for sure. I only found that out like Friday. Because I fell. I fell as an adult. All right? And I fell because my feet was wet. Now, that never happened to me when I was a teenager. Okay, I'm getting soft adult feet. So I got out of the shower. Now, I got tile floors. So I got out of the shower. And yes, I do have a shower mat there that I could dry my feet off with. But I don't make an effort to, like, rub my feet on there or anything and dry them off. I just step on it and I keep it pushing because that's all I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm toweled down. And I got the wet feet and I'm walking out. And I start to do the Home Alone level slipping. And that's happened before. You do a little bit of slide, a little bit of slip, and you catch yourself because you're young, you're strong, But I could feel like this slip was different. It was progressing. My legs was getting further apart and slipping further up into the air. Okay, and I had one hand on my towel, and I had one hand trying to brace on nothing. You know how you do that when you falling. I had one hand trying to brace on nothing, and I straight slipped, and I fell on my back and on my butt. It was a full one hand on the towel, full butt naked fall, and I felt helpless. All right, And I was alone and I embarrassed myself. How do I know that? I looked around like there was going to be somebody there and there wasn't anybody there. Okay, so I fully fell as an adult, and it just rocks your world when you fall as an adult. Okay, it's like you fall and the impact just knocks all your confidence out of your ears and onto the ground. And your job after you fall is to check your body. For one, you check your body to see if you died. Okay, and if you didn't die, you have to pick up whatever remnants of your confidence is there and put them in a neat little pile and cram them all back into your brain. All right, so that's something I just don't want to be a part of again. I'm not trying to fall again as an adult. But that's done. Okay, I'm thinking, you know what it is too? I used to be at my aunt crib, and they was older ladies, man, my aunts. And they had like the little strips in the tub. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then wow, that's incredible. But it's little sticky strips that they put in the tub. It's literally strips, like it's just bars. You know, they put it on the bottom of the tub because it'll stop your feet if you slipping. You know, and it's not like a solid material or nothing like that. It's usually like just a rubber strip. And they would paste them from the front of the tub to the back because it has some adhesive at the bottom like that. And you put them from the front of the tub to the back. So if you slipping in the tub, because that's a real old people fear. All right. If you slipping in the tub, as soon as your foot moves too far, it'll move to one of those strips and it'll stop it. Skirks. You know what I'm saying? On some real car brakes type junk. You know what I'm saying? And when I had hit the ground and my confidence was spilling out, that's what was coming out of my brain, you know, through my ears. Am I going to need one of these strips in the tub? Am I going to need these strips on the floor? Do I need to put some plastic down or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was wondering if I need to old people proof my house now because I'm out here falling. You know, pure madness. A lot of self-reflection this week. Same thing this weekend. I went to the beach, man. And I ain't really a beach guy or nothing like that. And I used to think I don't like the beach, but what I really don't like is the water. Because fuck that. Fuck that. Some creature living in water, all right? I don't live there. Got feet, not fins, baby. I'm not going there. I don't need to go there. I will sit on the beach and drink water. That's as much of it as I need. So I'm not playing around with y'all and them creature, but I looked in the mirror, man, and I was looking pale. Your boy was looking pale. Your boy looked like I had no color on me. I don't know what color I am. Because I spent so much time in the house and through the winter with this quarantine, went through the winter, and then we went to the top of the year just in the house. And we had no sun. Your boy had no color on him. I'm saying, who is this? Who am I looking at right now? And thankfully, my guy said, yo, we're going to the beach. I said, let's go. I had plans that day. Sure did. Absolutely had plans that day to go far and to do things. And I didn't do them because I needed that sun. You know, and that's part of Project Super Cute, too. You got to get some sun for your health. You know what I'm saying? I got a good roll of the dice. You know, the microchip programming did good for me. You know what I'm saying? And the mainframe bestowed upon me hair. I got hair still. So we're not going to take it for granted. We're just going to do all we can to care for the hair. And I hear sun does a good job with that. And vegetables do a really good job with that. So I'm just going to be running into a lot of sun and a lot of vegetables. And I'm okay with that. Or I'm going to try to at least. And I'm okay with that. So that's what it is, man. To sum it up, we're just going to not fall. We're going to get sun. We're going to eat vegetables. You know, probably go back to the beach really soon and just try to get some beach days in, because I never do that in the summer. I never get beach days because I just don't care for it. I don't want to play around with the creature in the sand and in the water. Even when we was on the beach, there was a crow, man. Crows just dropping in around people food. People have food. Crows just dropping in there, picking at people food. Like, look, you ain't gonna eat it, I'm gonna eat it. Like that. And if you ain't seen a crow up close, man, it's a big bird. It's a big bird. And they give you the cute version of a crow on TV and stuff, but hell no. You see that boy up close? Them beak look like knives, okay? Look like it's there just for pecking eyeballs out. And I'm not playing around with people and their beach creature. Real talk. Video podcast on Wednesdays, audio podcast on Mondays. And we're gonna keep that ball rolling, baby, because this is podcast therapy. I know we in the friendly nest, you know, in the trust tree at the zoo, but maybe we won't have crows at the zoo, because them and their knife beaks could go. Not with it. It was a crow kept trying to pick up a whole sandwich and run with it. And I couldn't help but imagine that sandwich as just like how much human flesh did that equate to, that sandwich. The sandwich is probably like as heavy as a human hand. Okay, so I found comfort in knowing that a crow not gonna peck out my hand and run with it. But it did slice off a few pieces of that bread, you know, out of that sandwich and run with it as you know, as much as it could, and it probably cut off a finger worth of sandwich. And when I realized that was unsettling. Okay, if you're on the beach and you got the crows, watch your fingers. Okay, and then like clockwork, a bunch of gulls came and they was squawking loud. You know, they came like a gang, and they was just, first they was flying back and forth across the people. You know, I think it's a time of day thing. It was their time of day to pull up, flying back forth across the people, and then they just started hovering over everybody, literally hovering. You know what I'm talking about? If you, like a broomstick height, if you had a broomstick, you could poke them. They pulled up. You know, fuck all that. Too much creature. Okay, I'm not trying to get involved with whatever they trying to get involved with. I hang out with people. And that's bad already. I'm not going to be hanging out with people and creature at the same time. Okay, that sounds like a war, yo. Okay, but your boy's looking forward to that. You know, but on the other hand, we just got to make it through the work week, cubies. That's it. Friday's almost here. Just fucking army crawl through Monday through Thursday, man. Get out, get some sun, enjoy some weather. Be better, be healthier, be better looking, you know, and let your life just take those things and run with it. Run fast. You run fast too. Okay, because that's part of being super cute. You hear me? You know, shout out to everybody that was on the beach flavor. Shout out to everybody who's been on the beach flavor, you know. I'm just discovering this. Okay. No, matter of fact, don't shout to those people, because you didn't tell me. And if you on the wave and you didn't tell me, you know, all of y'all, you know what I got to say to y'all. Fuck y'all.
I think I just fell in love.